Good morning, Beantown. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Today, I wanted to come and talk to you guys about being productive and not just being busy, not just feeling like you're working by filling your day and your time up with things that make you feel busy, okay? Because there is a difference between being busy and being productive. Now, I know most of you seasoned consultants that are with us know this. And, you may have by this point in time, if you're, have been with me for a while, you've probably heard this a million times. But what works is what works is what works. And so I will continue to talk about what works because sometimes you're not ready for the message. Sometimes you're not there in your business. And sometimes it just takes that one time to hear it and be like, wow, I get it. Okay? And it happens to me, it's like a revelation. It happens to me over and over and over in my business, still to this day. So let's talk about what being busy looks like. Okay? So being busy, you may have your business in mind and you're scrolling on social media, right? You're scrolling on social media, or you are, scrolling, different consultants, group pages. You are looking at different flyers that you can add into your business. You are thinking about cute ways that you can package your orders, and you're online, you're on Amazon looking for different cards and bag fillers and bags, or you are, making lots of different samples and cute little wording to go with it, and searching the internet for fun rhymes that go with your sample. You are, there's just so many, you guys. There's so many different ways that make you feel like you're working because you're busy. And what I want to tell you today is that, especially if you are strapped for time, which most of us are, we don't have hours to spend on Scentsy, to be completely honest. Um, when you sit down, you should know exactly what you need to do, and you should be driving your business with income producing activities. Okay. And if it's not one of these income producing activities, then you shouldn't even be doing it. Okay. Your income producing activities come first. This is what each consultant that is looking to grow a business should be doing. All right. So we talk about the three legs of success. And in particular order, is one, sales, two, sponsoring, and three, training. So let's talk about sales. Sales is the very, also PRV, right? Personal retail volume. It's what you sell individually. This is something that you should know where your sales are coming from every month. You should have a game plan, and the way to have high sales is to have business goals. You should have business goals. You should have them written down. You should have a planner or an organizer or a binder or, a calendar, something that you can have an overall goal for the year. And then the only way to achieve big overall goals, you guys, is to break it down into smaller goals. But if you don't have goals, you're never going to have high sales or sponsoring or have people to train, right? Because it doesn't matter if you don't have goals. It doesn't matter if hit your sales goal, because there is no goal. So if you don't, get a certain amount of sales or PRV, then you're just like, oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's kind of like not even on the table. So number one, have a goal. Okay? Have a big goal. Whatever that big goal looks like. It doesn't have to be what I think is or what my goal is. You think about what you want out of Scentsy for the year, what that looks like. And Don't be afraid to go big, you guys. If you want big, go big and then break it down. Okay. You can't achieve a big goal by thinking about it and be like, you know what? By the end of this year, I want to be making $10,000 by the end of this year. Like me personally, that is my goal. I want to be making $10,000 a year by this time next year. And if I'm just like, okay, yeah, I want to do that. If I don't break that down, it just sounds like a wish. It's just a wish and it sounds cool, right? And I'm not saying it so like Kristen or Jen will be like, oh, yeah, awesome. That's exactly what I want to hear. No, I really don't care what anybody thinks. It's my goal, it's what I want, and it's what I know I can achieve because I'm going to break it down. I'm going to break it down into what every month should look like for me to start accruing, right? The business growth and progress that I need to get to my big goal. And if I don't hit that exact goal, well, I know that I'm going to be damn close. And I know that I am working toward that goal. Okay. So every month, you should know where your sales are coming from. And what is included in sales or PRV is number one, parties. We are a party planning business, you guys. And with parties, it's not just sales, it's meeting new people, it's networking, it's having more people that will buy, host, and join from you. Um, it's it's building a customer base, but it is bulk PRV in sales. Instead of you panicking and begging your inner circle to buy from you month after month after month, you guys, we are a party planning business because we offer Scentsy free and half off with rewards. And we have a perpetual party reward. And the whole purpose and point of that reward is to help you book parties. Okay? So when you are thinking about what each month will look like in your goal, right? And then breaking it down, this is the perfect time to open up a planner or a binder or an organizer or something. And then you need to take, so this is not an actual like calendar planner. I have a lot of business tools in here. I track my daily numbers for us, for me personally, and our entire team and our entire group. I write those down every single day. Okay. And then I have 3 months up in the front. I have January, February, and March. And I write these down. I print these out. And so I write on these calendars like, okay, this month, January 22nd, Friday, we have World Tour. I write that down. Okay. I write down that this month I have a program, Jumpstart in January. It's a program for everybody to get active this month. So I write down things that are going on, and then I write down like, okay, Declan has hockey on these days. Catherine has horseback riding. They have, we go to church on these days at this time. And then I write down my coaching calls that I have. So I know where I cannot book my parties. But don't get it twisted. My personal life and my family come first, and I write down all my prior obligations. Then I fill my calendar and I take my Sharpie and I highlight the days that I know I can do online parties. Okay? I'll do any party, to be honest, but because of COVID, it's very far in between that I'm going to have a home party booked these days. But online parties are my jam. Okay. So I look at my calendar and I highlight the days that I am going to front load. So I know where my sales are coming from. And I don't just book 1 or 2 parties, because what happens if that one party or those 2 what happens if I book 2 parties and one host cancels and the other one's a flop? That means I don't have sales, right? So I do 30-minute parties, you guys, 30-minute online parties. And if you say that you can't do 30-minute online parties, then I'm sorry, but this is just not a priority. You're just not willing to put in the effort because you do. Okay? So if you want this business to work, you have to intentionally think about where your sales are coming from and know before you get into that month. Okay? That's why front loading is so important. Look at your calendar and you decide, okay, so my goal is $2,500 in sales every single month. That's my goal. So how do I reach that? Let's say I'm going to generalize and say that each one of my parties is 500 PRV. Okay. So that means I personally, Colleen, want to try to book 5 online parties each month. Okay. 5. So when I sit down, because sales is the first leg of success, when I sit down, when I work my business, I open up, the first thing I do is I open up my planner. I open up to the month, and I'm looking at January. Are there any holes? Are there any dates that I've designated that I can book a party and they're still open? If so, I'm going to start posting on my customer VIP page. I may go live on my personal page and talk about host rewards. I am going to personally reach out to my customers and let them know, hey, I got an opening. Do you want to get your Scentsy free and half off? And to make it worth your while, I'm going to use the perpetual party reward. Would you, I'll throw in a free mini warmer of your choice on top of it. Okay. So you're wasting your time if all you're doing is waiting for the same people to order from you. You're going to come to a screeching halt and you're going to exhaust all of your avenues. Okay. You're not going to have the same amount of people be able to order from you every month over and over, enough for you to grow a business and actually expand and grow. You're going to be in one place and you're going to get discouraged. And then there's going to be a point where they're going to be like, I have enough Scentsy. Like, I'm okay right now. And you're going to say, nobody wants to buy Scentsy from me. Okay. So it is your job to look at a plan of what you're doing. Know where your sales are coming from every month. The first, most important, most effective way is to book a party. You look at your calendar, you decide what days you're going to do it. And also under sales comes follow-up. Okay. I reach out to my customers, personally, one-on-one. I post incentives on my customer VIP page. I open up a link every single month where I get my sales, my Scentsy free and half off, because that's a perk of being a consultant. I open up a link every single month under my own name and I post it in my customer VIP group. And they know that if they order through this link, that at the end of the month, they're going to be entered into a raffle, because I usually raffle off like a whiff box or some kind of product I have on hand, or I'll let them choose something, depends on what it is. But they know that if they order from that link, because that link is also, it's giving me sales, it's streamlining all of my orders under one link. So I accrue host rewards, which is where I get my stock that I use for my personal, Scentsy addiction, and stuff that I use for gifts, for host gifts, for, games, for anything that I, have on hand. So follow up, yes, is important, but follow up is really for current customers. You have to have something in place to create new customers, which is parties. Okay. But follow up does fall under sales and it is very important. Okay. The next thing is sponsoring. And sponsoring sales is important. If you don't have sales, even if you build a team, like, it doesn't matter. So it does go hand in hand, but sponsoring is probably the most underrated income producing activity, because people get so scared to do it. And I don't know why. Okay. If you can sell the product, then you can share the opportunity, but you have to share. In order for people to want to be a part of what you have to talk about it yourself, about how it's benefiting you, about how much you love it. And people want to join other successful people. Okay. So if you're not talking about it, if you're not, happy with what you're doing, if you're not, trying to relay any way possible to your audience that this is such a great decision that you made, that, this can help them too, or, offering it to your customers because they already like the product, they're already spending money with you. Well, they could get it for themselves for free and half off. And all you have to do is offer it to them. Why are you so scared to offer it? Nobody is going to say, no, get out of my face. Don't ever talk to me again. Those are lies and scenarios that we make up in our mind. That's never going to happen. So stop getting in your own way and psyching yourself up and detach yourself from the outcome. Because even those people that say, no, not right now, or I love being your customer, those same exact people, if you still continue to build relationships with them and build connections with them and keep them in the loop and they continue to be your customer, those people will probably end up joining you. I promise. Or they're going to host parties with you. Nobody's going to get mad at you for offering them the opportunity because they're already spending money with you. Your customers are the very first people that you should be offering the opportunity to. Your customers and your hosts. That's why partying, again, is so important, because you can tell these people, you're great. Look at your family and friends are already loving this. You would already have a built-in customer base. Hey, look at, this is what you would get if you joined. This is the commission that you would get from these products and the sales from this party. Or, hey, I can flip this party and I can give you these orders and you're already going to make commission. And I will flip the party and you're going to still get the host rewards for yourself and money and start your own business. Like, that's a no-brainer, right? Or you can use the host exclusive. They can use their credit and they can join for free or discounted. Your customers are the very first people. Don't be afraid to lose sales. You know why? Because if you are constantly booking parties, then you're constantly meeting new people. So building a team is going to pay you back forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Sales, right? Like PRV for that month is going to pay you back that month. But building a team is going to pay you back over and over and over again. Okay? And it's a process, you guys. If you ask somebody, hey, like, I think you would do really well with this, like, you have such a great personality, there's so many reasons why people would join, and you have to think about that. And you know what you have to do is you have to write a list. And don't avoid it. Don't roll your eyes and be like, no, I don't need to write a list. Yes, you do. You need to write a list. We call it a dream team list, a prospecting list, people that you network, people that you are acquaintances with. It doesn't have to be your best friends, because guess what, guys? My closest inner circle don't buy, don't host, and have not joined me. It's people that I have met along the way that I didn't know 6 months ago, a year ago. And it's because of parties that I do know these people. It's because of parties that these people are hosting. It's because of parties that I'm meeting new hosts and that I am growing my team because of parties. Okay? So parties are a direct correlation with building your team. You're meeting new people. Everybody knows 7 to 10 people that you do not. Book parties. Okay? So think of the people that you think would just do really well with this. Your customers are the very first people, like I said, your customers and your host. Those are automatic, no-brainers. Their name should be down, period. Okay? Then you think about, maybe you know some single moms that are struggling financially. Maybe you know some restaurant workers who are unable to work as much as they were because of COVID and the restrictions and the shutdowns, right? Reach out to those people. They're suffering financially. Anybody that you know that's paying off student loans, anybody that you know that is having a baby and is not going to want to leave that baby once the maternity leave is over, anybody that you know that's working multiple jobs outside of the home, and then you think about people that are just have a lot of contacts, nurses. There's a ton of nurses in Scentsy, a ton. Most people that do Scentsy have a full-time job. I'm actually the minority because this is my full-time job. Okay? But you have to think about the people that you know, and you cannot get in your own way and be nervous. There's nothing to be nervous about. You're stalling your own results and you're stalling your own success by being nervous. I get it. I get it. I've been there. We've all been there. And sometimes there's a person that I think like, oh, she's not going to like this, or she's like got it all together. Like she would not want to do this. And so I just don't ask, right? I just think like, what, she's too good for it, to be completely honest. She wouldn't want to do something like this. But like, you'd be surprised because those are the people that approach me later on. And I'm like, what? I'm like, why didn't you say something sooner? And then I'm like, Colleen, you should have said something sooner, because it is your job to be prospecting and looking. Okay? look for the signs, listen, okay? But you guys, you cannot have a balanced, successful business without sponsoring. And if you're a leader and you're sponsoring like once every 3 or 4 months, like turn it up, okay? You've got to turn it up because that amount of growth or lack of, honestly, isn't going to even out because you're going to have more people falling off than you have joining. And you're not going to see the growth that you want because that's honestly, you should be doing more as a leader. Yeah. And then the third piece is training. If you are bringing somebody on, and you're sponsoring somebody, you've got to show them and you've got to have a very systematic way of training somebody. You're not word vomiting. You're not giving them everything that they need to know. You're not throwing a compensation plan at them. Tell them what they make. Tell them, small goals that they need to work on. Have them plan a launch party. That is the very first thing that they should be doing is a launch party. And that's it. They don't need to know about anything else. They will learn it all through time. Okay? The more you throw at your new consultants, the more overwhelming and confusing it is. And the more they're going to take a step back and they're going to be like, this isn't for me. I don't want to do this. You have to make it easy, attainable, and manageable. So think about what are the most important things when you first join. It's looking at your workstation, following the first things first checklist, and planning a launch party. That's what it is. That's all it is. Don't talk about becoming a lead. Don't talk about building a team. Talk about planning your launch party. And I have a video that probably every single one of you have seen or tagged a teammate if you've built a team. And I hope to God that you yourself as a leader have watched that video because training somebody is not just copying and pasting somebody and tagging them on a video. That is not training. And don't get it twisted. Like we're each our own independent consultant. Okay? So we don't really have to be involved. We really don't. But because of the culture and community that we have and that we've created, this is how it should be. Right? Like we want everybody to have a successful chance. That's why we have this team page. This is not required of anybody to have this team page. Okay? This is truly an added bonus. Okay? But if you help your teammates succeed and see results, in turn, your business is going to grow too. But you need to come from a genuine place and you need to know what their goals are. What do they want from this and help them achieve that? Not what your goals are. Not because you want to hit a promotion this month. Not because you're looking to get extra money. It's you bringing them on because you know that this can help them and you know what their goals are. You should know before they even join what their goals are. Then you can help them. But every single person, no matter what your goal is, needs to have a launch party. Yeah, every single person. Okay? So training is very important. And you should be doing the same exact thing when you train somebody every single time. And it's effective, right? And it's simple and it's duplicatable. You should have the same exact training system every single time. You shouldn't be switching it up. You should know exactly what you're doing. When you create systems, you create manageable, easy, attainable goals and results for you and your team, which creates duplication, which creates commission, honestly. Okay? And then on the other half of training means training yourself, personal development. And I'll tell you, this is probably where most people go left because they think they don't need to know anymore. They think, yeah, I know how to party. I know how to book a party. I just don't want to do it. Whatever. You sometimes run into resistance, people that are uncoachable, people that are unteachable, people that don't want to learn. They think they've arrived, and you're never going to arrive in this business. I still, every single day, and I'm not exaggerating or joking, every single day, I will watch something. I'll watch a video. on YouTube mainly. That's my go-to place. But if I see on another director's page, like somebody I'm friends with a lot of, different directors in this company, and I'm on their team pages, and if I see something that they've posted, or a video that they've done, I'll watch it because it's only going to inspire me, right, to do something for myself in my business. It keeps my business relevant. It keeps my business right here that I'm thinking about it. And when I'm thinking about my business, I'm working my business. And when I'm working my business is a priority. And when my business is a priority, I'm making money, honey. Okay? And that's how you stay motivated. Is you continually seek personal development in this business. But if you're not showing up to calls, if you're not showing up to meetings, if you are not trying to better yourself in your business or your leadership, guys, you are missing a huge, huge part of this. Huge, huge. Okay? Because things change so quickly. What works yesterday may not work today. I mean, this is the foundation. I'm talking about income producing activities right now. These are things that you should be doing before you do anything else. Okay? This is what you should have squared away before the month even starts. This is what you should be working on when you sit your butt down. And if your sales are good, right, and you know where they're coming from for the month, then you dive deep into sponsoring. Like you start prospecting, you write names down, you start reaching out. And it's strength in numbers, you guys. It's not, I'm going to write 5 names down and then you're going to work on trying to convince those people for a few months. No, you guys, you don't have a few months. Like, you should be talking to so many people, and sometimes it takes time, and you have to have the same conversation with people. You know why? Because they're nervous and they're doubtful, and rightfully so. They don't know that this is not a scam. So you have to really talk them off the ledge and build that belief and confidence in them. And sometimes you have that conversation 20 times. Dead serious. And if you're not following up with them, that means you're not having that conversation. And so if you expect somebody to join and jump the first time that you offer it to them, you have very unrealistic expectations. And again, follow up, it really falls under sales, but follow up in every aspect of your business. Follow up. It's there and it's a thing for a reason. Okay? Follow up. So you have to keep a list of who you're talking to. Because if you don't, people are you're going to randomly think of somebody like, oh, yeah, I reached out to them 7 months ago. And they've already completely talked themselves out of it by that point. Right? Like, guys, consistency is what is going to drive everything in your business. Consistency. It's not what you do once in a while, it's what you do every single day. And these are the things that you should be doing every single day. You don't need to be doing sales, sponsoring, and training every single day. I mean, I do personal development every day while I'm doing dishes, while I'm making dinner. I have my phone propped up against my counter and I'm like listening or watching to feed my mind and my mindset with good things that I need to keep growing and to motivate me and to inspire me, right? So, based on the 3 legs of success and the order in which it is placed, sales number 1, sponsoring number 2, training number 3, okay? And if you sit down and your calendar isn't front loaded, you don't know where your sales are coming from, that's the first thing that you should be doing is working on sales, okay? Trying to book parties, personally reaching out to people, creating a link, sharing it, creating an incentive for people to order through the link. Those are all the things that you should be doing to create sales every single month and know where they're coming from and not scrambling middle of the month just to get active. Like, active is cool, but like, it's cool if you are just in this to get your Scentsy at a discount. But if you're a leader, you guys, you need at least $500 in sales to get paid on your front line. Okay, so $500 in sales is bare minimum for you, but you should want more. And in 2021, I'm coming to you to tell you the exact things that you should be working on a daily basis. And don't feel busy, feel productive. Okay? Write things down if you have to, you guys. We all have to write down lists. Write it down. Be productive. Be intentional. Know what you're doing. Know what this business is about. Don't wing it. And the last thing that I want to say is you all have time. Whether you think you do or you don't, you have time. It doesn't take hours a day to work your business. If you work full time, if you have children, if you have a social life or prior obligations, or you don't feel good or you're unmotivated, well, I want to tell you something that welcome to the club. Like everybody is in that position. But you have to be better than your excuses. And that's really what it comes down to. You have to be better than your excuses because you cannot make money and excuses at the same time. And that's it. Get out of your own way. That's it. So income producing activities in order: sales, sponsoring, and training. Okay? So if you have trained somebody, they're certified. And then I also have a video called Front Loading and Follow Up. That is forever. It is a training video on this team page. I would suggest that you tag them in that video and this video, so they know what they are doing every single day and you offering them help, because you will know what to do because you are working your business and being productive every single day. All right. Have a great day, guys.